Good morning. This is Heidi Meyers, immigration attorney. Today we are going to talk about cap-exempt H-1Bs. Cap-exempt H-1Bs are really terrific. Number one, because there's no limited visa numbers. So you do not have to worry about there not being visa numbers available. Another great thing about cap-exempt H-1Bs is that you do not have to go through the H-1B lottery. You do not have to worry about waiting for an October 1st start date, the date of the new fiscal year. So the cap-exempt H-1Bs do not have many of the restrictions and pressures that you have with the cap subject H-1Bs that people are familiar with, that they associate with the H-1B lottery. There's no need for a lottery with a cap-exempt H-1B. For a cap-exempt H-1B, it is the employer who has to qualify. So the employer for a cap-exempt H-1B must be a nonprofit university or college. So most universities and colleges are nonprofit, but some of them are for-profit, so you do have to check that. So it has to be a nonprofit university or college, and it has to also be accredited for post-secondary education, bachelor's degree, associate's degree, other types of beyond secondary degrees. Now, another qualifying employer would be a nonprofit organization that is connected to or affiliated with the university or college. So there are 4 different definitions of how a nonprofit organization can be connected with or affiliated with the qualifying college or university. Number 1, if the nonprofit has the same board of directors, shared ownership or control as the university. Or number 2, if the university operates the nonprofit organization. Or 3, if the nonprofit is a member, branch, cooperative, or subsidiary of the university. And then the 4th category would be if the nonprofit organization has a formal written affiliation agreement with the university for research or education, and a fundamental activity of the nonprofit is to directly contribute to the research or educational mission of the university. So, for example, so an example of a nonprofit, say a nonprofit Montessori school has a written affiliation agreement with a teachers college so that the students at the teachers college go to the Montessori and they participate, they learn how to be teachers, they participate, they teach at the school under the tutelage of the school. So there you would have a qualifying relationship. That's an example. Now, another category would be where the petitioning employer, the petitioning H-1B employer, does not fall under any of these categories, but the employee is going to be physically working most of the time at a qualifying entity. So a great example of that would be, say, a doctor is in private practice, but he or she spends most of his or her time at, say, a university hospital that's a qualifying entity. So even though they get their paycheck, they're employed by this private practice, physically most of the time they're at the hospital, the teaching hospital or university hospital, and that's where they physically are more than 50% of their time, and they are contributing to the mission of the qualifying entity. So that's another category that would qualify for cap exempt H-1B. All right, so we just talked about the nonprofit universities and colleges, and then nonprofit organizations affiliated with universities and colleges. And then another category would be for a nonprofit research organization. So another cap exempt H-1B employer would be a nonprofit research organization that is tax exempt under sections 501c3, 4, or 6 of the Internal Revenue Code. And the IRS must have found the research organization to be tax exempt for research or educational purposes. And you also have to show that the research organization is engaging in basic or applied research. Another category is a governmental research organization. So a governmental research organization is also considered a cap exempt H-1B employer, and it does not have to be a federal government research organization. It can be a state or local research organization that's a governmental research organization. Okay, so and you also have to show there that it engages in basic or applied research. So those are basically the categories. Now, this is very helpful for, say, F1 students who did not get selected in the H-1B lottery this year. So your option would be, why don't you, if you have a PhD or master's degree, perhaps you could get a job as a professor with a university or college that's a nonprofit or a public institution, or else go into research or work for a nonprofit that has that type of affiliation or connection with a qualifying university or college. So hopefully this will give you some ideas about other options if you did not get selected in the H-1B lottery. It happens. And some employers might not even know. Some employers might not even know that they could qualify as a cap exempt cap exempt for H-1B purposes organization. So once again, you don't have to worry about lack of visa numbers. You don't have to worry about what start date you put. You can have a start date that's not October 1st, and you don't have to go through the whole H-1B lottery. So those are very big advantages. And just to give you all some ideas, if anyone has ideas for more topics that you would like to hear about, just let me know. So this would be about a general topic for a video. And if you have questions about your particular case, of course, you can email me privately. My name is Heidi Meyers, and it's the Law Office of Heidi J. Meyers at 11 Broadway, Suite 925, New York, New York, 10004. My number is 646-508-5225 or 212-791-4007, and my email is heidimeyerslaw@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a good week. Bye-bye.